Hi Whovians, Harry here, and welcome to my review of the first two episodes of the new Doctor Who spin-off, The War Between the Land and the Sea, the episodes Homo Aqua and the Plastic Apocalypse. And now I'm going to be reviewing these first two episodes of this new and quite actually exciting Doctor Who spin-off. But before we get into that, don't forget to subscribe, also leave a like and comment down below, and let's get into the video. So, I'm just going to go over the two episodes in this video because I will probably be blending a lot of them in with the episode, forgetting which was in episode 1, which was in episode 2. But let's just get into it. So we first open with the main character of this series, Barclay, and he is awoken basically in the middle of the night, really. Well, very early in the morning by UNIT, because he works for UNIT. He is like a civilian that just basically organises like cars, places for people to be, just does the work that goes unnoticed in, well, every bit of Doctor Who that we see UNIT in. He is never given any spotlight. However, here he is given some spotlight, all due to one mistake. He is there by mistake. And actually, the irony is not lost on me that Doctor Who made a mistake, and that's what has put them in this mess. A mistake that Doctor Who has tried to cover up. But no, for this spin-off, this main character was there by mistake, so shine the spotlight on that, not the mistake they actually made in real life. But I digress. I already made a video about why I think it was ridiculous that they're still trying to say that they didn't make a mistake, Doctor Who, but let's move on past that. So, basically, Barclay is pulled into this, adventure with, this war almost between Homo Aqua, the Sea Devils, by mistake. He only has level 10 clearance, which basically makes everyone turn against him, not give him any notice. Even a friend of his, or knew him and was being friendly with him, once he found out he only had level 10 clearance, he didn't want anything to do with him. Also, there's something going on with like this unit operative that goes and gets Barclay when they go to this mission, and there's obviously something between them. I don't know whether they had a kiss or something, or something happened between them, because there is a reference to alcohol and also something happening between them. So we didn't see much of her in the second episode, but I'm wondering if she'll come back a bit more, especially as Barclay and his ex-wife are separated. They have a child who stays at Barclay sometimes, and then at the mother's, obviously, some other times joint custody, but they are separated, and it kind of comes to a head when maybe they split up because Barclay was lying about his job, because they don't realise that he is a unit operative until, I think, early in the second episode. But UNIT have come to this place because they have found a Sea Devil body, because a fisherman shot it, and I don't know, UNIT obviously figured that out quickly and decided to, put it up so that they could experiment on it. And everyone just has a look at it, or when the general from Torchwood Children of Earth is telling them what to do, and they all filter out, apart from Barclay, who stays a bit and does the sign of a cross, which is revealed that he wasn't Catholic. That's not the reason he did it, just to be respectful in a way, because this is the first dead body he's seen. Yes, it's an alien dead body, but to him, it still has some humanity. It is still a dead body, which just shocks him, and he wants to pay his respect, which is, of course, doubled back by the General, who doesn't view the Sea Devil as an actual person, because when the dead Sea Devil that they were all looking at the start, that Barclay just paid respect to, as I just said, that Sea Devil makes the ground boggy and marshy and pulls down 2 unit operatives to basically suffocate them under the earth. I guess I get how they turned that to like water because it was like sand, but I don't know how they made it solid again. That's not explained, but I don't know. Let's just move past that. And the general remarks how, of course, to Barclay, that was his first body that he saw, one of the unit operatives that they just managed to make out just under the earth. However, that wasn't Barclay's first body. The first body he saw was the Sea Devil. And this is why Barclay was actually chosen by Homo Aqua, by Salt, the ambassador for the Sea Devils, or for Homo Aqua, because they somehow, I don't know if the Sea Devils have like cameras on them in like the little pearl thing they have. Somehow, yeah, they were seeing everything, and they saw Barclay make a sign of respect, the sign of the cross, and they want him as ambassador because they know that he views them as people, unlike they don't know anything about this ambassador, that unit, and the world picked before, because for them, they don't know anything about him, but for Barclay, they at least know that he views them with respect. And I think this is just because Barclay's a normal man. He's never seen a dead body before. He is just a completely normal person. He tries his best. He was there by mistake, but he's just a good, decent man. Apart from one thing, because, of course, Barclay has met the Doctor. I think this is referenced to be either the 14th or 15th Doctor, as he saw them in Unit Tower. They just did like a little wave or something to him, and then off. Just a small little moment that not many other unit operatives have had, because the woman that Barclay has had some sort of relationship or something with said, how did you manage to, well, how did you manage to see the Doctor? I mean, that's just crazy for a normal person that has undergone no unit training, whereas she has trained most of her life for just this one simple adventure. Well, I say simple, but you know what I mean. And, of course, this mission leads to, of course, the peace conference with them, where they nominate Barclay, and Barclay, I don't know, Barclay just basically says yes, he wants to be ambassador. No training, no notice, no nothing. But yeah, he wants to be ambassador when the Sea Devils ask him, which I think is a bit stupid, but I mean, we wouldn't have the war between the land and the sea without Barclay, of course, being the ambassador, because he's the main character. So, of course, in episode 2, we get the first, basically, full ambassador-on-ambassador meeting between Barclay and Salt. And both of these actors have actually been in Doctor Who before. Russell Tovey, who plays Barclay, also previously played Alonso in The Voyage of the Damned, and Gugu Mbatha-Raw, who plays Salt in this episode, previously played Tish Jones, Martha Jones' sister, in Series 3 of Doctor Who. So, yeah, they both have, of course, experience being in the Doctor Who universe, but as different characters. But this is the first time that they actually meet in Doctor Who, which is actually quite funny, as they were both in technically the same season. But yes, this is the first meeting where, of course, Salt has kind of really manipulated the situation into them having Barclay as the ambassador for the humans, because he has no training, as I said, and it comes as a shock not only to Barclay, but to everyone else as well. So Salt is kind of playing the field, because Barclay is a normal human, that's why they chose him, but Salt isn't a normal Sea Devil. She looks completely different to the Sea Devils we all know and, well, love? I don't know. Anyway, but not completely different from everything else, because just like humans, Sea Devils also look different as well, because they have the normal sea devils as we know them. We have salts like kind of more human appearance like the Silurians, but obviously for Homo aqua instead. And then we have like these fish-like Homo aqua, which basically just look like giant fish. But it's interesting to see the differences between these different kind of subsections or subspecies of Homo aqua, and I wonder if we'll get more of an explanation into them. But, of course, I think the sea devils, well, Homo aqua and Salt are kind of manipulating the situation, because they choose Barclay, and then, well, they almost tried to kill him by saying drink water from the Thames, and when he doesn't want to give in to their demands right away, because a lot of the stuff they're demanding is insane, they basically say, oh yeah, well, we'll start a war with you anyway. And yeah, it's just putting in an impossible situation that the Sea Devils are really they're not good. They're not good, even when the humans are in the wrong. The way that they retaliate or the way that they try to combat the situation is not good either. Two wrongs don't make a right, which I don't think Salt or the rest of Homo aqua actually understand, even though humans have been doing bad things. And I do just want to say, I don't think Russell T Davies understands this. I think he just wants to make a point. But without being able to go into the sea, we would stand still as basically a society. I mean, it's not just fish that we have, but there's so many other things. Pearls, ways to, like, trawl in, loads of other things that, well, water as well for purification, riverways, streams. All of that goes to water, goes to tap water. You know, we all need that water from the sea, from the waterways, from rivers, streams, whatever. But the Sea Devils just want this, or Homo aqua just want this to themselves. However, we were ground to a halt as a society. But I don't think Russell T Davies really understands this. He just wants to make a point that the Sea Devils are in the right, or the Homo aqua are in the right, and humans are in the wrong. Just with very simple thinking, but just move past that for now. And even though that I've said that that Homo aqua are very manipulative, there is something between Salt and Barclay that I think they both feel, and he actually does confess this to his ex-wife and child, that she was beautiful, and even though they're separated, the ex-wife clearly doesn't like this, and she doesn't know whether she can fully trust Barclay. Again, a reason why they broke up. Maybe she couldn't fully trust him. But it is clear that she is jealous, and Barclay makes her jealous without even really trying, because the ex-wife orders fish for where they're staying, because, of course, Unit takes his ex-wife and child into, well, where he is, to protect them from the media, because, of course, if it got out who the new ambassador was, that the Sea Devils picked him, it could cause a riot, which it does when Barclay's true nature as ambassador is revealed by someone that has, well, by a unit operative or military operative who was part of the ambassador hall where the Sea Devil ambassador meeting was taking place. And yeah, I think it does cause a riot, but of course for Barclay and his family it brings them closer together, so maybe it was a good thing in retrospective for him. And even though this is insanely abnormal for Barclay and his family, we also see another completely out there thing, because Salt, even though has been stated to be amazing and not normal, she is seen to be more abnormal because she can change her gender immediately when the people of the hall start attacking Homo aqua and Salt, saying you can't force these demands on us. Salt manages to change into male. You can see it immediately in the face, and of course the voice as well. And Unit even have signals reading that Homo aqua is now a male. So can Homo aqua change from male to female? How does reproduction work? how do, like, how do, like, of course, like, there's things that females can do that males can't. There's things that males can do that females can. How does that work in Homo Aqua society if they can just change their gender? And, of course, with all these things going Homo Aqua way, the humans don't really have a leg to stand on, especially as Barclay is not prepped or ready for this. And one of the demands they agreed that they, put on the humans is that the next ambassador meeting, which will happen in the next episode, episode 3 of the War Between the Land and the Sea, has to happen at the bottom of the sea. I don't know how Barclay or the other humans are going to survive on there, because one, of course, humans can't breathe water, and two, there's massive pressure down at the bottom of the water, so even if they manage to breathe down there, they'll be crushed to death. So I don't know how that will work. And one of the demands that Homo Aqua had was that humans weren't allowed to go into any bit of water. But how are they supposed to get to the bottom of the sea if they're not allowed to go into water? I mean, think with your head. I don't know, maybe sea devils or Homo Aqua think a different way. I wouldn't assume so, but hey, never know. And, of course, with people combating this, then, yeah, Salt and Homo Aqua kind say, you know what, you want to meet us halfway, you want to reduce our plastic, so we'll reduce it for you. And they launch a tidal wave of plastic back onto land. And it's not just plastic, it is everything that humankind has put into the water. The Titanic, arriving over 100 years after it made its maiden voyage, its first voyage, its only voyage, has finally arrived at its end destination. But obviously, over 100 years later. And yeah, it's just causing chaos. I mean, Barclay's partner and child almost die in this whole plastic apocalypse. Loads of people die, almost die. It's just carnage out there, and yeah, it sets us up for something really interesting in the next couple of episodes of the War Between the Land and the Sea. And before we end it here, I just want to talk about, of course, the people of UNIT that we already know. We see Ruth Madeley returning as Shirley Ann Bingham, of course, UNIT's chief scientific advisor. We also have Gemma Redgrave returning as Kate Lethbridge-Stewart, and also Colonel Ibrahim as well returning. And Kate Stewart and Colonel Ibrahim are now in a relationship. It is revealed that they are living together, or at least some of the time they are living together, and they are in a relationship, which, of course, I don't know if other people know at UNIT. It is getting quite obvious now, but maybe that's just to us, the viewer, but they have been seen holding hands, sharing looks to each other. Yeah, I think people know, but yeah, it's great to see those 3 returning characters from UNIT, and hopefully they'll have a bit more to do in the next couple of episodes of the War Between the Land and the Sea, because I don't feel like they've had a lot, but there has been something from Kate Lethbridge-Stewart. I mean, she went really hard on Barclay, so maybe we'll see a more vicious, blunt side of Kate Lethbridge-Stewart, like we saw a glimpse of when she was interrogating Barclay as to why Homo Aqua chose him. I think we just need a little bit more of that. But it's great to see those 3 characters, and of course, Barclay Salt is looking to be a pretty good spin-off. I just hope, unlike season 1 and 2 that had promising moments, I hope that this spin-off can land the ending, because that will really determine whether it is good or not. But that is just my thoughts. Let me know what your thoughts down in the comments below. Do you like the War Between the Land and the Sea? And are you excited for the next 3 episodes? But as I said, let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. Also, if you like this video, don't forget to leave a like, also subscribe and share it out. I will see you in the next one.